All right, welcome everybody to OG MST, OG Mystery Science Theater. Those of you youngies out there probably don't know what that is, so you might want to Google it. But we've been talking about this for years, like at least 3 years of doing this. We're finally going to do it. We're setting up in the editing studio. We got the little Milwaukee fan here so we don't sweat too much. Chris and Mike and myself are going to talk some smack about the old days. So this was what I regard as video one. What I remember of this video, I remember bare feet. I remember nice white t-shirt, fit, straight hairline. So this was 2014, so I was 34 years old. Yep. I remember, Kranzle and big fat disconnects and like the old, like what I could find on, online from some weird places. So we're gonna get into it, watch the video with you, and do some reminiscing here. I think this was maybe like the 4th or 5th video. Like that intro.
Yeah, iMovie.
It's a real classy. Ooh, see that? Nice smooth transition. A little iMovie, yeah.
This is from MTM.
Original
This
phone
is
camera.
for pressure washer only.
So this is Canon 5D Mark II, no autofocus, and no microphone. Look at that guy. He's spry, man.
So which house is this?
What do you call that house?
This is the brown house. This is the house on Lake Ella in Lady Lake. So our first house up here in this area.
Attach and reattach makes it a lot easier.
What kind of cabinets?
Trying to
Red and black.
You like that camera look? That's a Geneva.
show you how I do this.
By the way, those Genevas, there were, I had to order, I ordered them and they said 4 different tries to get them to me because they kept breaking.
Phone the car and then, add some more Adams car.
So that's a Gen 1 MTM.
I think it smells the best.
What's that fitting?
Yeah, you already
Adam
got it
soap.
there.
So see what I had to do? I had to put a 1/4 inch to 3/8 or to M22 adapter in order to to get the 3/8 inch connection, so that way I could go shorter gun on the Kranzle pressure washer. And of course, everybody told me no, don't do that. You can't do that. Pause it, Mike. Let's see if we can figure out what's on the shelf.
Yeah, I'm really curious about this Griot.
All right, so top left looks like Griot's adhesive remover. Those are 2 Griot scents, right? That's probably fine leather and whatever their other one, vanilla or whatever. I kept hanging on to their plastic, so that's plastic polish and plastic cleaner, which is the new squat. That's rubber prep. That's what I use to prep tires, from Griot's. There's D300, which was the first polish I bought outside of the Griot's crappy polishing system. Fine glass polish, which does absolutely nothing, horrible. That's glass polish next to it. Auto Finesse, I don't know what, I was using Auto Finesse stuff for a while. I'm not sure what the one on the right is.
Yeah, that's a really interesting label.
Yeah. It might be some kind of iron remover or something. I'm not sure what that is. Is that an old Car Pro label?
No, they never looked like that. That's too
I don't
terrible
know.
looking.
Those of you in the comments, tell us what that is.
Somebody knows.
I think that's Adams VRT, bottom left. Sonax Polymer Net Shield, which was an awesome sealant that we were all using for a while. That's the original Terminator bottle. In and out spray, never use that crap. Ruin your engine.
What is that?
In and out spray is like an aerosolized engine, like you spray and walk away. But then when it wears off, it doesn't, it just leaves like a dirt attractor.
So it's just grease.
It's like you're spray painting your engine bay and you can't get it off. And then old 845.
A gallon over here. A gallon of soap. I actually love my.
By the way, that's a Pioneer Pro 1000 HD, 50-inch. I think it was $8,000 in 2006 when I got that thing. 50-inch plasma, 720p.
How much did you weigh here?
I'm probably like 210.
I found that I use a lot less soap with the Canon phone Canon.
Yep. Like that little wire running across there because it's a block wall.
And I'm going to go fill it up here.
Nope, no autofocus. All right.
Friends look.
I like that introduction. What are those shorts? Those are like Rip Curl or something? What is that? Ryan Scooter. So this was the floor that turned yellow and pink in like 2 weeks. That I spent $5,500 on. This was my first experience with epoxy. Total disaster.
And your last. So what garden hose is that?
So that's the Ely. That's what we originally brought in, and then Ely said no more selling anything to anybody. But Ely was the only one on the planet that made a 6.5 inch or 6.5 foot hose, an inlet hose.
And are those the MTM brass fittings?
Those are the Ely fittings. See, that's Ely, or Ely on one end, and the other, I think they're Gilmore.
You still have that 1122? Or is that?
Jeff has it.
It still runs.
So I probably had this 1122 for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, so I had it in like 2012 maybe, so two or 3 years. What did I say? Kranzle? So this is where my genius comes in. This is where I changed the world, in that I figured out how to break this thing down, and no one had ever done that anywhere. I mean, clearly somebody had, because the fittings existed, but Dan from Kranzle said, absolutely do not do that, because it's going to cavitate and the machine's going to blow up. Well, I didn't believe him.
I always use this flat nose nozzle, which gives me a nice sort of flat stream.
Nothing's in frame.
I sound the same.
Had a refrigerator top, a dedicated 20 amp that I run this to, and then as I talked about before, I've got the
Look at that, slick, dude. All brass, no stainless
a
existed.
minute to get the thing up and running and break it back down, everything back together.
This is before I tried to figure out the swiveling thing. You would just deal with the hose kinking up and all that.
It's back together again. So that
But because I spent so much money, and I think I probably made like, at this time, I'd probably gotten to 6 figures for the first time in my life, and so I bought one of these as a gift to myself. But it meant a lot. Like, it was a big deal to like buy a $1,200 pressure washer, and buying my first real house, and then I bought my first Porsche. I was balling a little out of my budget at this point.
So where did you order your Kranzle from?
I ordered it from Amazon, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Quick disconnect.
So everybody loves the Elys, but they're so bulky. So that's why I didn't put an Ely on both sides. At this point, I didn't know what the soap tube did, so I just left it on there. And I got lucky because I had the lady who built the house before put a fridge in the garage,
Yeah.
so I could put it on that dedicated 20 amp circuit. Otherwise, it would blow the. If I had the TV on, the lights on, anything else, it would blow the circuit breaker.
Did you ever change the oil on that in your
Never.
own? So that means the
Not
first
until like
2 years
maybe
ago.
Until in the wash bay was the first time I changed it.
Yeah.
So that would have been at least 12 through probably 2017. So at least 5 years. And I used this thing, like, I washed every car every weekend, like, religiously. I didn't have any responsibilities. I had a job that I thought was easy to me.
Yeah. Those shorts though.
The shorts are nice.
Those are Rip Curl, aren't they?
I think so.
I think I might still have those.
Caprigis.
And
Yeah, Rip Curl.
Yeah.
board shorts.
Oh, back far out.
I always wanted people to hear the exhaust, man. You got to capture the exhaust note. That's what's cool about it. But you couldn't tell if it was in focus or not. I think you were trying to have to. And I'd be like, well, either we have it or we don't. So we'll just do it blurry.
Is there a story to license plate with the X51 C2S?
Yeah, so it had the X51 package, which was like $16,000. And then, Carrera 2.0 drive S. So X51 gave you wider hips, I think 15 more horsepower. And the year after I got it, they came out with the GTS when it was free. Oh, the old Craftsman stool. Somebody probably has that here. Who did I give that to?
I bet you Bryce has it.
No carbon ceramics.
I don't even think I'm de-nibbed at this point yet. Doesn't look like there's nibs. Maybe I was. Yeah, I had to have been. I had de-nibbed before YouTube, I think. I saw Paul Dalton do it, like in an old forum post. So let's see, what are we using here? We're using Griot's. That's Griot's rubber cleaner.
Yep.
And then I think I'm using Sonak's. No, that's next to that Color Tech.
Is that the one that stunk up everything?
Yep. Did a lot of brake dust. You can't hear anything.
Oh God, no.
So now to do the wheels.
This Color Tech.
Oh yeah.
The Heinz.
Looks like a friggin' medicine bottle.
Sonak's full effect. I just don't like it. So.
Sonak's Full Effects has like no lubrication.
This says let's just spray it on.
Did you swap a Griot sprayer onto it?
This actually works.
No, that's just a normal.
Just spray it on, and it'll turn purple.
What's with the bobbing up and down? Is that a necessary move? Is that what you got to do?
Just get that.
So I bought this car for $126,000. I got it in February
Spray every
of 2020 or 2014,
let it turn purple.
and then I sold it in October 2014 for $99,000. Talk about a stinger for my Blue GT3. So I think my procedure, if I remember correctly, my procedure was, because we didn't have a short gun.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, so the procedure was I had to get the garden hose out too. This was a big discovery for me at times. So this is like $550 for this setup. Because Adam sold the hose from Aronson was the company we used to have make for us, but they made it for Adams. But this was like $280 for that hose. We sell it for like $80 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was like
It's a lot better.
$250 or something for the hose. So all in here, you're looking at $600 worth of a hose.
Oh, I got in so much trouble for
I
that.
had this thing for a while, so to me it's worth it. Use the car washing.
I did have that. It's at the Woodgate house still. I left it there.
My wife made me put it down here in the back of the house so she couldn't see it. Makes sense.
That was back when I listened.
So that it can move when it's unlocked.
But because it was all the way on the side of the house, I had to put a dram on-off on the end of the hose, so I didn't have to try to kink it.
Pretty neat.
Oh, I did edit. Look at that.
This one here
I
from
did a cut.
Oh my God.
Crotch shop.
pistol, which I like using for washing the wheels, and I can just kind of use my thumb. Of course, I've got it.
I think that's the air conditioners that we can hear. A little leakage. Yeah, those.
Alright, so stuff's turning purple.
So why weren't you rinsing with the pressure washer? Because just no
Oh,
shortcut?
I did. So I rinsed off first, so that was my procedure. I would blow off first, then I'd put the wheel cleaner on, and then because I wanted to have something in my hand, and the pressure washer's 36 inches long, I would get the garden hose out to do the wheels. And then I think I would rinse it off with the pressure washer after I'm done. I'm not sure. Oh, wheel woolly. But it was so annoying having garden hose and a pressure washer hose.
Garden bucket, you know, just kind of having kind of a first wash and top like that.
Yeah.
Then
I don't think you've got enough brushes in that bucket though.
lug nut brush.
But this was back when I would keep most things, and then once a year I'd fill up a 55-gallon drum of stuff, just throw it away.
Little tight areas of the caliper. Keep them looking nice and red.
Keep looking nice and red.
Also hit the house stem.
Gotta hit the valve first.
I like the barefoot. Why am I barefoot? I don't know why. Because my shoes kept getting wet.
Lambskin mitt? Yeah.
Those are the ones that would turn your hand black.
Oh, did you hear that? Matt Mormon bought something on sale.
By accident.
By accident.
Told you, I had to make payments on these cars. What did I have? I guess I still had the S4 then. Yeah, because I traded the E92 for this car. And so I had the S4 until the G80 came. The G80 came probably like a couple months after this. Or not the G80, F80.
Gotta have the disclaimer.
I wasn't
Ooh.
selling them. I didn't care if anybody wanted to buy this or not.
Dropped the aperture, made it nice and crispy.
Yeah, they had to go full manual, you know, and I'm trying to see in a little baby screen. What do they have, like a 2.5-inch screen?
Yeah, and they were terrible.
Yeah, terrible quality. I'm trying to see, it's really sunny out. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to see it. So the camera would be sitting on my front porch, like the front door, with a little awning, little covered area. Look at there's virtually no beading.
What'd you have on the glass, though?
Whoops.
Was it Wolf's?
Yeah, but it wasn't the stuff we have now. It was a different. See, look, this was my genius here. This is why I had to do all these adapters to get it to work. Look at that. That's some frothy foam there, fellas.
The Shell's Explorer.
Yeah, that was a lease that she drove like 50,000 miles and 30,000. It cost me like $6,000 to give it back to them. Never lease. I'm like, you're a stay-at-home mom with no job. How are you putting, 25,000 miles a year on a car? But look, I took care of her car too. Like everything was dialed, everything was clean. I mean, I love this car more than I could explain. Too much.
Camera over so you can see what's doing here.
Thanks for that angle. That's good.
Hey, at least your exposure's spot on.
It's always hard unless you're working the camera with foam because it blows the whole thing
I
out.
also love how your neighbor's just mowing the lawn while you're trying to film.
What are you saying? Oh yeah.
The neighbor's chopping up a tree.
I like that. That was a sport design front end, black headlights. I really spec this car well. The problem is the 2014s and 15s had like a stumbling issue. That's why I got rid of it. This freaking car was driving me crazy. You'd be like driving and it felt like you really had a fish on like hitting at the line. Who are you talking to, buddy?
Get your head cut off.
What's going on here? That was it? That's all I got?
24 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't even rinse it? What the heck? All right, so this would be going, this is a little before that, I think.
Ooh. Quasar bottle?
Yeah. See, I hated them. I wanted to like them so much. I bought like 50 of them, and I was, oh man, I really want to like this. But wait till you see this. I'm freaking jacked. So that's a Grio's Gen 1 polisher that I'd reserved, I'd kept for doing stuff like this. So this is when Nanoskin first came out with the auto scrub, and so I thought that this would be more efficient, and it's not. It's terrible. It doesn't work for squat. It takes twice as long and works half as good, so you might as well just take it off and use it by hand.
You have the cord on your shoulder, I see.
Oh yeah. I'm a skilled person, Chris. Very skilled individual. Even that's an Adams waffle weave. Oh, nice chai still check paint just like that. No PPF though at this point. No PPF. PPF is garbage then.
Got some jacks.
Those are Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Those are the Harbor Freight jacks. I bought one and I bought the warranty on it. The only warranty I ever bought in my entire life. Because my buddy talked me into it because I kept buying the Craftsman one for like 180 bucks and it kept exploding. you know, at like 6 months in, the hydraulics would explode. And so I thought the same thing would happen to Harbor Freight. Somebody has those Harbor Freight jacks here. Like they're like 20 years old and perfectly fine. Never had to use warranty, never replaced it. I mean, they're terrible, but they work.
Why'd you have two?
So I could jack up the car evenly to get the Rhino ramps under it. But look at that, so brown walls. I had them come and see how the floor is turning brownish yellow? What a disaster that was. Every time Ryan would walk in there, he'd bust his head, fall. It's the worst.
How old is he at this point?
Oh, you'll see him in some, maybe not this one, but in future videos you'll see him. He's 4. He was born 2010. Not even 4, 3 and change.
Ooh, do we have the video where you're babysitting and someone's in a height chair and you're just doing stuff in the garage?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll have some of that. Ooh, what's in that cabinet? What's up there? So those are the Air King fans they would never let me sell. Look at that guy, I'm freaking jacked.
Oh my god, you can't hear anything.
Is that a
Or the
Porsche?
911
Oh, yeah.
hat, you like that? Yeah, what's that shirt? Some sort of CrossFit, is that a Progenic shirt? What shirt is that?
You got
Highway?
speakers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are Klipsch Outdoors. And I have, so that TV had a scaler, had a box, and it had a detached speaker. So you had to have the box, and that's what everything plugged into, because the display didn't have any inputs. So then it just had like a UPC or some sort of proprietary 24-pin connector that would connect the two. That's an Apple Airport above it. But see, look, I've got the wires all tied up on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm a very organized person.
Did you have the plugs put in for the fan, or?
Yeah, I did that myself.
Oh wow.
Yep, it was dicey. And then over there on the wall, you know, this is pre-Griot shells, pre-Harbor Gray. This is the color the garage came. And I had the Rubbermaid Fast Track on the right, because I wasn't cutting my own grass anymore, so I didn't have a weed whacker or anything. I'd sold all that stuff. So the reason I made these videos was because I was journaling the ownership experience of this car on Renlist. And so somebody said, you need to start making some videos of this stuff. And so I had Michelle was a photographer, and so she was doing weddings and stuff like that. And so I had the camera, so I figured I might as well use it. Oh yeah, look at that.
Are you using frog tape?
No, what was that?
Finishing polish procedure.
That was some kind of 3M tape that I found.
All right. I figured I'd.
Oh,
So I wasn't monetized. I didn't care.
Video. This is.
Well, SF4000.
Wait, no, that was our podcast music for the intro. Yeah, the podcast is playing in the background.
Yeah, high-speed, low drag. I actually, foot that bill back then. It looked like I just came from the gym, looking jacked. Oh, there's some muscle up. You see that muscle up? I would always get like torn holes in my tricep from muscle up. That's back when I could do them. All right, let's see. Let's judge my technique here. Let's see if I can do it.
It's going off the fast.
I'm already not holding it correctly.
Nope. How much pressure are you putting on that pad?
It's pad spinning, so we're doing okay. Reasonably flat. This is a tough panel to deal with. Yeah, I'm good. Digging in a little there. You gotta carry the contour. Let's see how my edge work is. No edge work. Just moving polish around.
So who were you learning from at this time?
Me.
Just you? You're just going out and doing it?
I think I'd probably gone to one Auto Geek training. But yeah, I just figured it out. Just by doing lots of, mainly, not from the detailing forums, mainly like the forum posts on like the M3 forum, on Renlist, stuff like that, and then I just kept trying stuff. Then, after this, when I started making, probably like 2015, 16, I started traveling around all over the place and went and trained with Ivan LaCroix and Jason Rose, and most of the training I was, why do I have a calendar on the wall? What kind of... I didn't think to take the warning label off the wall there.
You also have stickers on your cabinets.
Oh yeah.
I see the
Craftsman.
IND sticker.
I'm telling you, I've had to battle that. It's like the guy's curse.
Oh, yeah.
The tackiness curse. Every guy has a tackiness curse that you have to fight. So imagine at the time, there's no YouTube videos on any of this stuff. No one. No one's talking about any of this stuff, so there's no one to steal it from. Like, I just had to figure it out. Reading lots of, I would read like the Griot's catalog, and then I think it was a lot of it was Phil from Detailer's Domain post on, on Bimmer post, on M3 post. And then just trial and error. Watch, I probably won't be very flat here. Not bad. I hadn't learned how to manage, now I'm finished polishing here, but I hadn't learned how to manage edges until I went to esoteric school, and Todd Cooperwriter taught me that.
Like how you're trying to talk louder, but it's not helping.
I can only imagine what Michelle is thinking while she's like in the house and Matt's just yelling over the polisher.
Well, she's like, what are you doing? Why are you spending so much time like making videos and making posts? Like, what is that going to do? So like when I went to the Auto Geek training, I just sat there and just watched, because there's a bunch of idiots there. So I just kind of observed and tried to pick up things. That's where I learned how to wrap a power cord. Just a lot of it for me when I went to that first training was just confirmation. It was probably like 2013 or something. Like, am I doing this? Am I on the right path here?
Also, I see the Florida Gators Cup has survived a lot of moves.
No, we've had, every year we get new ones.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, I've seen that in the house before.
Ryan picks him up after.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's recap.
Turn it up, I can't hear it. Turn that the volt up there. Oh, okay, there you go, he's got it.
20 hours straight, but I just try to get as much done the first day, and that way the second day is the more enjoyable. Take my time. Also get the wax and kind of set up. So,
But see, even in the beginning, I could just talk like,
obviously wash the car, first wash the wheels.
I had no idea what I was doing. I knew what I was doing from polishing, but I had no idea what I was doing talking to the camera. I'm just doing the same thing I do today, just talking as if you're my buddy.
Where'd you get that hat? That come with the car?
No, I think I bought it in like the Porsche shop. You know,
God.
when I bought the car. Thought it was cool.
Were you using a blower?
Yeah, were you?
No blower yet, no.
Yeah,
don't think so.
I'm waiting for the Husqvarna phase.
That's the steel, yeah.
But there was some iron in the paint. Not a lot, but there was some.
That's the thumbnail. Don't cut that out. Just leave it in. Let it roll.
So take the car, polish it.
At least I'm in focus.
Polishing is
Sort of.
It's not, probably wasn't necessary, but I could see.
What is this? Is this 720p? What am I recording? 1080p?
I don't care what anybody says.
720.
Oh.
Oh, 1080. But see, I was polishing, but I wasn't inspecting the paint. Like, I'm just polishing, hoping that it did better. Like, I didn't really, at this point, I didn't know much about, like, lighting and, you can tell these are just, like, the light bulbs in the garage. So what do we got? We got Griot's spray on wax, wheel cleaner, heavy duty wheel cleaner.
You don't want to put too much wax on the car. Just makes it
And
hard to get
is
off.
that rubber? Maybe that's the rubber cleaner. Yeah, rubber cleaner.
I think this stuff is
Look at there's the Adams funnel in the back there.
really say.
I got my DirecTV remote.
What I did last night is just sort of let it sit. Basically started.
Final thoughts. I like that. Wait, did we annotate these later, or okay. Or did we put the timestamps in?
That's the only one that I really.
I was like, I know I didn't do that.
There's updated links to products and stuff too.
Yeah.
His intern job.
Now let's see what else. What else we got on the Carrera S? We'll call this the Carrera S MST. So this car, man, this car sounds great. Ooh, what are we listening to? Look at that. It's
That is bad.
horrible. So I started to think like all these videos that everybody makes are just terrible on exhaust. So this was my remedy for better. I don't know what I was thinking. Man, that car is clean. You know? So that's a wrap on the Carrera S. Back eight plus years ago, early 2000, or mid 2014. Got that car in February and sold it in October. So I guess our next MST will be the acquisition of the F80 and the GT3. Maybe we'll start to see some kids in those videos too. We'll see you on the next one.